Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Me and Miss Crypto Siege got a little, got a little date going on later today. Yeah, it's gonna be a very cool day today. Weather is pretty awesome. It's in the mid 70s. Not bad. Not bad for February. All right, guys. So listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's get into it. The market fam is doing what the market does. That's what we say in the channel all the time. The market is just doing what the market does. Santiago Velez, I think he's a former Ripple person, now at Real Vision. Really, really smart dude. Really, really smart dude. So he asked the question here. So is anyone besides blockchain backer going to talk about how Bitcoin hit the 0.702 Fibonacci? But blockchain backer loves the Fibonacci's extension and got rejected. Is there a retracement for the largest digital asset and alt season is the play? Is there a retracement for the large like Bitcoin and that alt season is the play? Looking for people's views on this. Thank you. Might as well says charts don't adjust on-chain data, which indicates that we go up higher over the next week. Yeah, 52 to 56, that's higher. That's not Win Moon, baby. That is not Win Moon, right? So, you guys know that I promoted Blockchain Backer's course. I took his course. I promoted him often on our channel. He has a very, very unique way of looking at charts. And he has studied. He's been a very, very good student of emotions and psychology. And I really, really do respect that. And so does my other guy. I'm going to share with you as well. His name is Gareth Salloway. So I got a very, very good course there as well. Well, it's not a course, it's a signal thing. Or after you win Moon, you got some discretionary cash, in my opinion. So Ed Greg Crypto has been very, very popular amongst some XRP channels. This is what he had to say. I think is interesting. So let's look at this. He says, Bitcoin Ultimate Chart Update. He's got 170K in the parentheses. He said, don't let this chart confuse you. It's straightforward. History shows that when the 21 EMA crosses the 55 MA, we typically see an initial pump followed by a retest near the 21 EMA or 0.5 Fibonacci, then a continuation of the bull run. If history repeats itself, I'll consider cycle A and cycle B as a gauge. We could have a 40% retracement or a 70% black swan event like March of 2022. I'm expecting, here's the thing, the stock market is in trouble, in my humble opinion. It's been built up by the combination of the Fed not knowing what the heck they're doing, trying to seem like the world is perfect or that the markets are great to the world. It's a facade, in my opinion. Stock market, NASDAQ, in my opinion, it's just a facade. Now, that doesn't mean you can't cash out. Look, if the numbers are up, the numbers are up. And you can cash out if you're in a position to take advantage of it. But I think it's all built up. I think it's a facade. It's not the real state of the economy. So we could have a 40% retracement or a 70% black swan event like March of 2020. Okay, a 40% retracement from the current 52K level would take us to 30 to 32K range. Let me share my guy, South. Now, we've been saying 36 to 32K is what we've been planning on, right? Got the dirty, nasty fiat turned stables in preparation for such event.
Back in the tech path. Joining me today, of course, is Mr. Gareth Salloway, coming over from verifiedinvesting.com. If you haven't visited his new website, jump over there right now.
Okay, that's my guy.
Pretty remarkable. Well, okay, this, of course, pushes us into crypto, and that is when you look at the amount of liquidity that's sitting on the sidelines, you also look at people saying, all right, there's less and less potential securities here to go into, and it becomes a little bit more risky. And I feel like if I'm going to weigh the risk, I got to look over at the hot narrative like Bitcoin ETFs. Now we've got Bitcoin ETFs accounting for 75% of new investments. With new market coming in, new money coming in, the likelihood of people seeing, a 50K run on Bitcoin now plus, maybe this is the time where new investment dollars do start to enter the market. What are your thoughts right now on Bitcoin? Are we seeing new numbers in the market right now that's causing a little bit of this push?
Yeah, so I think there definitely is some, right? We saw that 20% correction on Bitcoin right here where we had the fall after the spot ETF. That was kind of the letdown, right? The big news came out. Everyone's...
And think about it, the Bitcoin ETF announcement, it was a 20%, just 20%. Just 20%. That's all. Just 20%. Is 40% is the world gonna end? Is the world going to end on a 40% retracement from 52 to 40, 52%, 52K, and then a 40% retracement goes to 32 to 36? Is the world going to end? I'll tell you why I think this is what's most likely going to happen.
Said okay, and then we saw GBTC having to unload a ton of their Bitcoin, which obviously put a damper on what was going into the other ETFs at the time. But that has now subsided, and we're seeing this resurgence where you have a risk-on environment in the stock market, new all-time highs, and Bitcoin obviously is a recipient of risk-on as a risk asset. So I think as long as we see that risk-on narrative in the markets continue, then Bitcoin can continue to go up. Now, I am dabbling up in this range. You can see the trend line I have here on a little bit of a short. But again, I remember for everyone out there watching, I'm a swing trader. So, we get a $5,000 pullback or a $3,000 pullback. I take my profits. I potentially even go long at the right levels. But again, I would say that, again, this move on Bitcoin is going to continue generally unless the stock market starts to really pull back. If you get a 20-30% pullback in the stock market, I would generally think that Bitcoin could be back at 30 to 32,000 from those current levels.
Now, look, I get it. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear it. And my thing has always been that the vast majority of people are not professionals in this market. There's a professional market of traders that use high frequency trading, whatever, all that stuff. They understand the psychology. It's one of the reasons why they have bots in it as well. They understand the psychology of the market. And they always trade against retail, in my humble opinion. So listen to this again from Egg Crypto. This is a popular XRP, thing. People like to share his stuff, right? If history repeats itself, I'll consider cycle A and B as a gauge. We could have a 40% retracement or a 70% black swan event like March of 2020. A 40% retracement from the current 52K level would take us to 30 to 32,000. If a 70% retracement from the current 52K level, not if, say that again, a 70% retracement from the 52 level would take us back to the cycle bottom, potentially forming a historical double bottom for the next multi-decade cycle. Here's what I'll say. I'm planning on A. If B happens, cool. But I'm planning on A. That's been my goal, my plan for, I don't know, over a year, if not longer. Right? That's what I think is going to happen. I look at BlackRock, and I think BlackRock essentially got its clients in at the 40-something thousands level, whenever that ETF thing is, right? It dipped. I suspect that they would rather take some profit at 54 if they get to 54, sell it all and plan on this 30 to 32K. That's what I think is going to happen. But you got two guys saying that potential is happening. And for me, what is it? The impetus for me is the stock market. I believe it's a facade. And I do believe that, and my guy, Data Dash, speaks to the market, the stock market as well. So, so this, this 20 or 30% correction in the stock market that Garrett is talking about could take Bitcoin to 32K. That's what I believe. Now, this 70% black swan event, like some, think about what's going on in the world today with all of these events going on. Would it surprise you if we got another black swan event? It would not surprise me at all. So you got two scenarios that I think are very likely. Stock market, 20 to 30%, that's not a major thing. You got that event and you got this black swan event. Given the current administration, can you really skip by or disregard overlook a possible black swan event? I don't think so. Our guy, blockchain backer, says Bitcoin is still in the retracement area. So you got blockchain backer, Bitcoin is still in the retracement area. You got my guy Gareth Salaway, you got Ed Greg Crypto saying if history repeats itself, and you got my guy Data Dash saying it's the stock market is just hanging on. It's hanging on, barely hanging on. So for me, when I take the perspective of 2-3 different people, it leads me to the 32 to 30K Bitcoin, 33 to 30 Bitcoin. It just does. No one wants to hear it, which is another reason why I think that is going to happen for sure. That's just kind of how I see it and how I kind of look at markets, because it's a psychological thing, and the vast majority of people don't understand it. It is a psychology to it all. I'm going to end with this. Crypto law is doing their thing. Remember, we kept asking on the channel, what is up with Jimmy Valet? What are those dudes? They've been quiet. What have they been up to? Well, it looks like they got a little documentary coming out that's going to, shine some light on the whole ETHgate thing. Which is very, very cool. Now, this OIG thing, you guys saw it. I shared with you yesterday. Further in the final stages of this investigation, we'll see what they do. We'll see. It boils down to what is the current administration going to allow to be exposed? Not the people at the SEC. What is this current administration at the POTUS level? What are they going to allow to get to the public? Because Chair Gare was his dude. And even though Hinman wasn't Chair Gare's thing, well, you know what? I would say this. Probably since Hinman wasn't Chair Gare's appointee, maybe they do let it go. And they blame it on that the Republican administration brought that dude in. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. We'll see. But crypto law says this. The fight for an IG investigation into William Hinman's conflict of interest while at the SEC took years. Some might not remember the facts uncovered by Empower US that led us here. This 2022 video from the successful Connect the Congress campaign sums them up.
When William Hinman was named Director of Corporation Finance at the SEC, he fought to keep getting millions of dollars in payments from his old law firm, Simpson Thacher. But Hinman was warned by the ethics office it would be a crime to do anything that would affect Simpson Thacher. No meetings, no phone calls, or he'd be breaking criminal law. But Hinman ignored the legal warnings. He met with Simpson Thacher again and again. He met repeatedly with head of its DC office before and after he delivered a market-moving speech declaring the digital assets, Bitcoin and Ether as non-securities. When Simpson Thacher joined the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, a group with the sole mission to promote Ethereum. Then Hinman connected with Chris Lin, a partner in the Simpson Thacher's China office, who had IPO business before Hinman's division for a Chinese client that makes and sells Bitcoin and Ether mining equipment. Lin asked to meet with Hinman to, quote, report what is going on in China. Hinman said yes. Did Hinman commit a crime? It's time for an investigation. Only Congress has oversight on the SEC. Demand your lawmakers support an investigation.
That's right. There it is. Shout out to John Deaton and the people, all the people who are at Crypto Law TV. Listen, guys, this wraps up your XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope that it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's the greatest way to support the channel for sure. And if you've been hanging out, listening to the Crypto Seeds, and if you've enjoyed those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.